Assalamu alaikum everybody. We've just travelled from Kampala over to Jinja and we are now in Bwenda village, and we've come to visit a lovely lady called Fatima who lives in this small village that you see around me, and she's the mother of 3 children. She has a 12-year-old called Rajab, a 10-year-old called Mohammad and an 8-year-old called Ramadan. Unfortunately, her eldest child, Rajab, has been severely impacted by meningitis. This conditions and situation for Fatima and her children are really, really severe. I think culturally here in Uganda, children with disabilities or illnesses are shunned, and that's unfortunately what Fatima has experienced. From what she tells us, she's lived quite a happy life when she had her husband, who she lost a few years ago. She'd lived quite a happy life elsewhere in Ginger, but her circumstances mean now that she finds herself here as somewhat of an outcast with her 3 children, and largely because of her disabilities. The need for Fatima to be able to provide for her children is huge. At the moment, she's sustaining herself and her family by going out and farming on fields and digging the land for farmers. In return, she receives food that she can feed herself and her children with. As you can imagine, the children are no longer in education. If they don't have any education, then they are not going to be able to provide and support that family as they grow into adults. The situation at the moment is that we need support for Fatima and her 3 children. Rajab, largely at first he will need a wheelchair. At the moment she carries him on her back when she goes out to work in the fields, which is a situation none of us want to see. You know, she's not in the greatest health herself, and her mobility is slightly affected as well. So what we need first and foremost is to raise for a wheelchair for Rajab. After that, we need to look at a long-term plan for Fatima and her children. And ideally that would look like getting her 2 boys that are able-bodied into education, because that's what empowerment will look like for this family. She does not have a husband. As I said, she's largely shunned and outcasted by her community. So please, if you can, click on the link that we're going to provide and donate to support Fatima and her children here in the village of Bwenda in Jinja. Thank you so much.